Hello, welcome to yet another review from Careful Optimist. And actually, this one is going to be a very quick one because it's not even a full review. It's just that I have something exciting to announce, so I came here to do so. So, with no further ado, let's get right into it. Just a few days ago, Bowers and Wilkins, the headphones company that you all know, that I have reviewed their devices extensively here on the channel, they released an update to their mobile music streaming app. So if you own Bowers and Wilkins headphones or earphones, you will know that they have their own proprietary app that they also use besides firmware updates and connecting your Bowers and Wilkins, for instance, PX8, PX7, S2, and even PI8 to your device, to your mobile device. They also serve as a music streaming app. So lately, they put out a firmware update. And this firmware update, in my opinion, at least on the side of iOS, it's been long awaited. So I'll get right into it now to explain to you what I mean. So usually, when you're using the Bowers and Wilkins app, you cannot use it with your headphones on wired mode. And you guys know that I am big on using the Bowers and Wilkins on wired mode, and I've made an extensive review of using your Bowers and Wilkins on wired mode with your iPhone, and you can find that review on my channel, and it's been well received. In fact, a lot of people who have been commenting on that review talking about how it has unlocked another layer of the capabilities of the Bowers and Wilkins series, and rightfully so, because it's a whole different experience listening via the Bluetooth on an iPhone and listening on wired mode, which bypasses the limitations of the Bluetooth streaming of the iPhone. But again, the thing is this: the Bowers and Wilkins app was designed to enable the streaming of high resolution lossless audio files. Yeah? But for a long time, especially with the iOS, like with the iPhone, on the iPad, it wasn't possible to do so. So every time you want to use your Bowers and Wilkins through the app, and you even try to use it on wire mode, it will show you like an error sign saying that you have to connect to Bluetooth. And it didn't make any sense because the whole point is that Bowers and Wilkins is even in partnership with all the high-res uh, audio streaming platforms, like actually 6 of them, I think, and I'll try to remember all of them. There is Tidal, Deezer, Qobuz, TuneIn, NTS, which is a radio station, and SoundCloud. So 6 of them. And I've already mentioned about the ones we know: Tidal, Qobuz, and Deezer. These are all platforms that stream high-res. So it doesn't make any sense that even with that, you cannot use your mobile phone on wired mode through that app. So for the past, I would say, in my own experience, 2 or 3 years, it has been like, it doesn't make any sense. It has been like a glitch, so to speak. But recently, just like 2 days ago, they put out a firmware update saying that now it is possible to use your headphones on wired mode while streaming through the Bowers and Wilkins mobile app. So this is the big news, and I have tested it and it works perfectly. Actually, not perfectly, before I get ahead of myself here, but it suffices to say that it works, and that's a game changer. Let me give you a sense of that. You see, the review I made on this channel talking about how to use your Bowers and Wilkins PX8 on wired mode through the USB-C port on your PX8 was for so many people a game changer. It means that you are now able to stream high-res lossless audio up to 24 bits, 48 kilohertz. because that's the limit for Bowers and Wilkins products. But that's only when you are, say, listening directly from Apple Music, maybe Tidal directly, and all these other high-res, lossless music streaming platform. But when you do it through the app, through the mobile app, it doesn't work. So, but now it is possible to do so with the Bowers and Wilkins mobile app. And there is something interesting about using it through Bowers and Wilkins mobile app, is that it seems that they are doing an extra layer of sound tuning through their mobile app, because they understand their sound signature, and also they have access to the DSP of their headphones and earphones. Yeah. So they're able to give an extra tune or extra tuning to the sound of your Bowers and Wilkins device when you're listening through their own mobile app. I think this is where they are going. And I've talked about this extensively in some of the reviews as well. Why they need a mobile app dedicated to music streaming, even though you can directly stream your music from Tidal, Qobuz, without having to pass through Bowers and Wilkins. But I feel like it is doing something specific in relation to Bowers and Wilkins products, and rightfully so, because you cannot use any other headphones through this app, of course. So if you try to use any other headphones, wired or Bluetooth, you cannot connect through the Bowers and Wilkins app. It is only reserved for Bowers and Wilkins products. That said, having used it today on my iPhone, it has been a bit buggy. It's not always working all the time. I don't know if it's because I'm using the latest iOS, which is iOS 26. Perhaps those who are on the 18 and have not upgraded yet, perhaps it's going to be freer for them, but I doubt. Anyway, I tried it several times. At first, it was having issues. For instance, I will succeed in getting it into the wired mode, and sometimes it will be asking me to connect it to Bluetooth. But I have also tried several times again, and so far it is connecting. I don't know if it's going to be stable at some point, but it's suffice to say that it might not be very straightforward for you right now if you try it, but don't think that this makes this video inaccurate, because it really works. They have put out that update to do exactly just that, and I've been using it. It's just that sometimes it might fail and you have to try again. Yeah. However, on the side of the Android, and I have an Android phone here, a Pixel 8, there was no update. Yeah, I checked, there was no update. And that's because Android, perhaps because I never use Android, I only got this phone recently. It could be that the Android platform and devices never needed this, this update, because it felt like plug and play. So for those who are using Android, do not worry, it's already working perfectly for you. You don't have to do anything. This short video is specifically for those using the iOS platform. Yeah. Now, the part that is most exciting for me is that I've been testing it with my Pi8, because the Pi8 is the only Bowers and Wilkins product that I have around me right now that I'm using, on a daily basis. That's my daily driver. No AirPods, just the Pi8, and it's been doing amazingly well. Of course, I've made reviews on that on this channel, so check it out. For those of you who know the Pi8 and who've been using it, you do know that it has this feature called audio retransmission, which is basically that you can plug in, a USB-C here, the same ports as the charger, and then you plug this one into your mobile phone or any analog source, and it will turn this charging case into a DAC, and now you can stream high-res audio lossless through your earphones without basically having to pass through Bluetooth. You are basically on wired mode, but these are earphones, and Bowers and Wilkins, as I have said in my review, are the first to bring this technology to this point. And I feel like this is the future of, earphones going forward. I won't even be surprised if Apple begins to think about it in the future. But hey, Apple, have their own way of going about, lossless and high res audio. So I don't know if they're going to get to that part. But this is what is exciting for me. So for all of you who own the Bowers and Wilkins PI8, just know that with this update to the app, to this mobile app, you can now listen to high-res audio with your PI8 through the audio retransmission feature and directly with the mobile app of Bowers and Wilkins. Streaming, say, your sources like Tidal, Deezer, Qobuz, you can connect all of that to that. So yeah, that's about it for this short, announcement. I will call it not even a review, but announcement. Yeah, so let me know if you've come across this update already, if you've downloaded it, if you are using it already, or if this video has prompted you to download it. What do you think of it? Is it working for you? What isn't working for you? Let us know in the comment section. So that's it for today. Thank you and see you in the next one. Bye.